All right, hello, welcome to us. Hey, it is Friday, finally. Man, it's an exhausting week for everybody, I'm sure. November 21, 2025. We actually ended up today. So yesterday, the big red day, today, a green day up. Inside day, though, so don't get too excited about it. However, it's nice to see a green day in here uh, for the week. Anyway, let's talk about what happened today. So the markets opened up. Things didn't look fantastic, but there was some talk from some of the Fed heads out there that, maybe a rate cut is back on the table. I can't imagine that all of this is rate cut driven. However, we'll take the up day. Are we going to get any follow through next week? I don't know. It's an inside day, not a great signal. Today, markets don't bottom on a Friday, so I don't know that we've seen the end of things, but we'll see what happens next week. We got a holiday week coming up, maybe some good things will come from that. Let's take a look at some charts, but then we'll talk about the accounts and we'll talk about some trades that I am looking at. And there's some trade opportunities out there. Let's not get too carried away. I need you to be calm, need to be patient, need to be disciplined. It's a holiday week next week. I plan on just eating and drinking my way through the week. Stocks will do what they do. But what I've done is I've led most of my spec trades, which a lot of those were in some stocks and some naked puts and things like that that we did. I've let a lot of those things just come off for winners, and I'm back to just the core trades, not a lot of spec trading going on. I don't like the market. I think we have to let things calm down. I'm not going to get in there and do a lot of little micro trading on this name or that name because who knows what's going to happen. I'm going to stick to the core trades of the 112 trades, Strangles, and the income poor man covered call trades, which are doing fantastic. And we'll do a review of the income poor man covered call trades today. And I'm also going to go through my uh, poor man covered calls in my investing account. I'm also going to go through the income ETFs that I like in this video. So just sharing with you some of the things that I'm doing. They're all doing pretty well out there. So let's take a look at what those are and maybe you'll get some trade ideas. Just remember, this is education and entertainment. Okay? Do your own research. Who cares what I say out there? Make sure that you consult your own professionals here. I'm just doing this again for education and entertainment purposes only out there. So that being said, be smart, make your own trade plan, okay, and understand what you're doing out there. Let's get into taking a look at the markets and what's happening. Let me get off the screen. You don't need to see me. And let's just take a look at what's going on out there today. So you can see this reversal green day. Now, we were up significantly more during the day. We gave a lot of that up towards the end. If I look at let's look at the day trading chart. So if we look at today's chart, and I didn't really do any zero DTE on the day, so this chart's not really loaded properly, but let's get into it and take a quick peek at what happened on the day today. So you can see it here in a nutshell on the session that, hey, we opened, drifted lower at the open. So we thought, okay, a little bit lower. And I love the fact that we opened lower. Opening higher today would have been a disaster. So we did open down a little bit. And then some word from the Fed heads out there that, hey, a rate cut could be on the table. And everybody thought that was the greatest thing they've ever heard. I don't know why. And the markets just rallied up, gave a little bit back right around that lunchtime area, which is always expected between 12 and 1, little lunchtime lull, then off to the races. And then we just sold off into the close, which wasn't great. It is an options expiration Friday, though, so there was some definite volatility to be had in here. But overall, that's how the day went. Okay? And if we're looking at where we are in the world of things, I'll take these uh, fibs off from yesterday. We really came down. We did break the previous October lows. That's not a great sign. That does not leave me warm and fuzzy uh, with what's going on out there. I don't like the fact that we broke the October lows. Now, we did finish above that decently. I'll give you that. It's an inside candle day, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but it could signal a potential reversal out there. I mean, this monster candle from yesterday, just gigantic. But you got a little MACD reversal today. You got a little RSI reversal today. We finished back above the 100, but nowhere near any of the other moving averages. So we're still bearish, okay, on the daily charts, heading lower. On the weekly charts, things are still holding up okay. We did come down, touched base oh so briefly on this 21 EMA at the lows today, and then we bounce. So again, this October low is what you got to watch. If this breaks, whether it's next week or what have you, that could be a problem. If it holds and we move from here, then I think we still chop a little bit, and I still think there may be some higher places to go by the end of the year, but we'll see. I'm not going to get too carried away. But a big week, and volume has been increasing on these downtrends. So some pretty significant volume to the downside. I think we shook some people out, which is great. Weak hands need to go bye-byes, and I'll let the rest of us just trade away. So there we go on ES. I think this is still set up for a decent strangle opportunity, and I like the 112 opportunities in here for some spec 112 trades. I'll be looking at those next week. We'll see how Monday opens. All right, oil today dropped even further, so we had another pretty good down day. Now, it did finish off of its lows, but not a great day on oil. So overall, oil still doing oil things. It's breaking the symmetrical triangle to the downside, breaking the previous October support, or November support, I should say November support. Okay, not the October lows. So it just doesn't look good no matter how you look at it. It's bearish. It's not like falling like a rock, but it continues to just drift sideways to lower, which is why I think strangles and potentially some 112s here are not bad ideas in oil. All right, moving on quickly. Gold, more sideways action on gold today. It was up a fraction. No big deal. Nothing really changed. I like the strangle opportunity on gold. I think right now strangles are the way. I like strangles on ES. I like strangles on oil. I like strangles on gold. And I also like strangles on bonds. This is perfect setup on bonds. MACD's been increasing a bit. RSI is coming off of its lows. We bounced off of the support. We're heading a little higher as, with the thought of rates maybe getting cut in December. They're going to get cut in January. So what's the difference whether you wait 4 more weeks or not? The rates are getting cut. So it's going to happen. Does that affect the long end here? Not so much, but this could be a double bottom. I think we just trade sideways in bonds and we stay in a range, which means strangle is the way. Strangle your way to profits. I think that's the theme. I'll probably tag this video that's the theme. Strangling my way to profits, but I'm still trading my core strategies out there, which is mainly these four futures: ES, oil, GC, ZB bonds. Okay, that's where all of my trades are right now. I only have 2 trades outside of the income poor man covered calls that have anything else but these going on, and I like it that way. I love the strangle setups. Strangle is the way right now. We'll run quickly through your big cap techs. Bouncing off the anchored VWAP is Amazon. That's a nice sign to see today. I don't see a lot of turnaround in here, so don't get too excited on it yet. Nvidia did set some new lows. It did break some supports intraday, bounced a bit, didn't hang in there very well. I don't like it. I'm passing on Nvidia right now. Tesla bounced off the anchored VWAP as well. MACD trying to reverse. RSI still falling. 8 below the 21. This doesn't look great. I don't mind the bounce today. I'm not getting too excited. I think you got some sideways chop coming. Meta trying to hang in there. This is another nice day. So I think this week was a really good week for Meta, finding a bottom, oversold. You can see that the MACD definitely has been moving higher and higher. Definitely oversold on the RSI, starting to finally uptick here, and we're going to be fighting with the 8 exponential moving average, and we're getting closer to the PSAR. I think that this thing gets any kind of a run going next week. I think this is a not bad area to be selling naked puts. That'd be the one stock right now that I get a little excited about. Do you like Apple? It's fine. It doesn't excite me. It looks fine here. I wouldn't be opposed if this is something you want to stay in. It's not for me. Google looks good here. I think it's too far gone. It's at the top of the Bollinger Band. That doesn't seem like a great entry point for me. Microsoft trying to put in a base. I don't think it's here yet. I'd be holding off. Palantir, pretty good reversal candle day today, but it's still pretty bearish looking. This might be the bottom. It might reverse from here. I think this thing needs to tank. Personally, I'm probably not going to do much with it, but wouldn't be opposed to writing some naked puts below the 200 day. All right, let's take a look at Hood. Hood trying to hang on to the 38.2 fib here. It held it yesterday. It broke it briefly intraday, but did finish above it. Trying to put in a little bit of a base. We're also at the anchored VWAP. I think you just got to be patient. Wouldn't be jumping right into Hood either. Netflix doesn't look great. Wouldn't be jumping into this thing, setting some newer recent lows here. Broadcom down on the session, but just kind of holding in here right at the 50-day moving average. Nothing terrible on this thing. In fact, I think it looks like a decent strangle opportunity as well. SoFi hit some newer lows, newer recent lows today, breaking the October lows today. That's no bueno. Good reversal candle on the day. If we get some follow through, maybe that will be the signal on it. Don't bet the farm, but it might not be a bad play here to start to get into SoFi. I will be looking to potentially sell some naked puts, so it's Meta and SoFi for me. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling down quickly, skipping a lot of stocks today. Granny, so the Granny Shots ETF, Tom Lee. Yeah, trying to find a base here. Nice reversal. We'll see. Is this the low? I'd like to see a little consolidation here, and then I'd consider potentially getting in on this thing. Bull sold off today, rallied off of those lows. I kind of like it here. I think this might be the spot. Okay, so it doesn't mean Monday go, mortgage your children here, but I think there may be some opportunities coming. I like the flush today on Webull. I like the reversing MACD. I like the RSI starting to come off of its oversold lows. I like the fact that we're getting close to the 8 moving average. We're also getting close to the PSAR signal. We're getting close to the downtrend line. I like all those things on Bull. It's been forever. If you've been looking to get into this thing, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. But you wait, you be patient. Oscar putting in a nice little base today. I like it. I think this is a potential opportunity on Oscar. Don't go, again, betting the farm, but this might be something to look at. UNH, nice day today. Did we get the news, officially yet? Um, Now, all I see stuff is about Scott Gottlieb on the board. There's some rulings supposedly coming out in the next any time now on this. I think they're going to be favorable with the government on here failing to substantiate its case against United Healthcare on the Medicare stuff. So I like the move here. I think this thing is overdone. I think this is an absolute opportunity, in my opinion. Bitcoin today can't get out of its own way. We're down at this 85 level. We came down close to 80. I think 75 is where this thing might have to go. Nice reversal off the lows, still falling, still oversold. I don't think it's done. I ain't getting into it here. Ain't is not a great word here, but okay. Ethereum, I do think this is not done yet either. We might be looking at 2,700, 2,500, 2,600, something in there. I don't know that this is the time to get in. There's nothing here that says get in now. So just chill out on it and just be patient. And then Bitmine, exactly the same thing. This is not the time to go bonkers. However, nothing exciting here on the earnings, although that looks kind of funky on a report. I think you just got to wait for Ethereum to start the base, and I wouldn't be doing much of anything here until you get some consolidation like we're getting over on Meta. All right, let's take a quick look at our accounts, and I'll give you a few other tidbits, and then we'll rock and roll and let you go for the weekend. All right, so we'll take a quick look here at the trade tracker. We ended up the week with a 776 on Delta. So with today's gains, that knocked our delta back down, still back, it's right in that 0.2% range that we like to have it in. Theta, with VIX dropping a bit today, Some of that came out, but we're still at 0.47, which is really pretty good theta out there. Netlick had a nice gain today, 369,015. We ended up the week down only 3 grand for the week. I'm fine with that. No, nothing exciting. But what was exciting is, man, we had another monstrous weekly realized gains week on trades that we closed. We've made 34,534 in realized gains this month. However, net liquid, we're still down 12%, which is, or I'm sorry, $12,000, which is right around 3%. I'm fine with that, with the way this market is. I think that that's all good for me. So we're down a bit. It's all good. I share my trades. We're up, we're down, doesn't matter. I'm pretty open with you guys with what I'm doing. And I'm still on this goal to hit $1 million in this account at some point. All right, let's rock and roll into income poor man's covered calls. I just want to cover how these things did for the week. Here's the ones I have on. Right now we have SPY with the roll today and the final ending values of 85 grand. We're up 56% on this thing since we opened it. SPY itself's up 8%, almost 9%. So we're doing fantastic. We look at the Qs here, we're up 60% on this trade since we opened it. If we look at strategy, this is pretty interesting. Strategy is actually down. We opened this trade on October 20th. This thing has dropped 42%, the stock has. Okay, but our gain is, well, actually, we've lost $9 after today's roll. We are at an absolute zero ROI. So if we're finding some bottoms here on strategy, oh, you've only been in this thing for 2 months and we've done not, it's done nothing while the stock has gone down 42%. I can't wait to see what happens if this thing starts to rally up. Well, we'll take that. Gold over here, we are up 121% on gold, while gold is up 20% since we opened this. We're up 121%. So everybody getting all worried about how you're capping your gains, you're selling in the money, you're selling at the money. Okay. Yeah, could we have made more? Maybe, but but that wasn't the goal of this trade. I'm up 121% in 4 months. I'll take that, right? If you don't like it, then you got to just move on. Okay, but anyone should be taking 121%. And then AVGO, so we've got into Broadcom here. We've been in it for 30 days now. After today's roll with the final closing price, stock is down $666, but we've generated $4,500 in rolling premium closed, which puts us up 41% on this thing. Fantastic. And I put a little box over here just to sum things up. Including the two closed trades over here of strategy, which was already a 20% winner on the first go round that we had, and then IBIT, which was about a 3% loser of $180 total. Taking everything we've done and the income poor man covered calls for the year, we have I put in $118,000 into these trades. Okay, that is at cash cost, not margin. So on margin, this thing is doing even better. Okay, but on the cost, here we go, 118 grand. Our current value of our holdings is 145 grand. We've made 26,000 there, but we've also taken in 25,279 worth of distributions, or if you want to call those covered call P&L. I think it's fine to use that terminology. So we've generated 51 grand so far, which is 43% on it for the year. I'll take it. I love the strategy. It's held up fantastically well this week because we're selling a lot of in-the-money covered calls. And I think when you're selling in-the-money covered calls, you're protecting your downside. All right, let's take one more quick look here. And sorry, I just switched the screen. But we can go back. Let's look at the poor man covered calls that we have. We've got one on SoFi here. This thing's up 139%. So we're up 140% in SoFi. We're up 21% in Tesla. With all of the rolls of the covered calls and all the current values updated, we're on TLT. We're up 142% in 72 days. On BitMine, okay, we're up 26%. The ETF is down 58.9% in 46 days, and we're up 26% selling covered calls on it. So love the strategy on this one. Different than the income poor man covered call, but it also is working fantastic. And then over here on QQQ, we are up 42.5%, while the stock is only up 3.5 in 79 days. We're in gold. Now, gold is our one that's actually down. So we're down in gold a fraction here. We're down 2.6%. We're down $600 on gold, mainly because we had a pretty good whipsaw reversal at the very beginning, and then it sold off. Okay, which is fine. We've only been in it for 14 days, so it's not long enough for anything to happen. So those are in good shape. And I promise to tell you the covered call ETFs or the income ETFs that I'm in. Here you go. Here's the updated results as of today. These are kind of, doing okay. Okay. But let's take a quick look at what's happening here. All right. So SPY I is a main one for me. It's the largest holding that I have. So I love SPY I. The ROI on this thing so far is 12.7%. And we've been adding to this since the middle of the year. So I will take that ROI on it. All right, let's take a look here. And we've had $4,400 in distributions on it so far. QQQI, it's brand new. We've only been in it for a month. We've only had one distribution so far. So not much to talk about QQQI here. The ROI is down because the stock is down on it, to be expected, and we've only been in it for a month. So it's been the worst month to actually be in this, but we'll take the $128 so far. BTCI, this thing is actually down 22%. Stock's down 26%. We've taken only 2 distributions because we have only been in this thing for 2 months, the worst 2 months to be in it. But we have generated almost $2,000 in cash flow, but we're down overall. All right. Here on WPay, we've only been in this thing for 38 days. We've made $1,500 in distributions. Overall, we're down on this one as well, 10%. And then here, GPIX, we're down, but we're only down 2%. We did have a distribution this month, but we've only had 1 distribution on this thing overall. But when we look at these things, we have generated over $8,000 here in distributions on these. Something not exactly right. So let's take a look. Oh, I know why. Because I think there's a few other. We still had Misty and ULTY that we had a lot of distributions in. We're not counting those in the current totals because we closed those out. But when those are all added in, we have generated over $26,000 this month. Okay, or this year. I'm sorry, $26,800 this year, and we've been using around $250,000 in cash. If you look at the margin, we're actually only in this thing for about $103,000 worth of margin. So we've generated over 25% returns on this thing, and we're averaging about 6% a month on margin. But when we use the cash flow or the cash values of everything, right now we've generated about 26 grand on around 255,000. I did close out Misty and ULTY. We generated $18,667 in distributions from them, which was fantastic. But I rolled those into some of these other ones that I like better, a little bit more stability, a little bit less NAV erosion. So there you go. A lot of stuff for you guys to chew on tonight as we go. I like where we are. I like where my accounts are. They've weathered pretty well this week. I really like things. So at this point, we're going to let you guys go. Have a great weekend, everybody. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like button down below. Happy to be sharing my trades with you, just so you've got some entertainment if you want to watch things going up or down, B, education, just to see what I'm doing, and maybe you can take some of these ideas, run them through your trade plans, okay, run them through the ringer, consult whoever you have to on these things, and then decide if some of these might be right for you, and you get some ideas out of it, great. Okay. Otherwise, I'm sharing my journey I'm on my way. I'm pretty happy with where we are on everything. So stay healthy, have fun. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.